Hi, Brother Wilson. This is Katie, and I'm here to talk and discuss about my lesson plan for Alea in the kitchen safety. And so I feel like I might have made my plans a little too big and broad, which is okay, but I really just want to narrow it down to the fact that I really just wanted to teach her how to cut with a paring knife, something that's small, so that maybe she can help out more within the kitchen when it comes to making like fruit salads or just something that's she's able to help and feel like she's helping within the household with cooking. I haven't worked with a 7 or 8 year old in a while, so this should be really interesting. Um, I might have made previous expectations in my head of what I think she could do already that she may or may not be capable to do. Um, and that's okay. When you're working with children, sometimes they're able to excel in some things, and sometimes they need that scaffolding that you can provide for them. So I'm gonna hopefully play kind of by ear and kind of watch and see how she does, so that I can provide help when she needs help, or I can step back when she doesn't need help and she's doing well. So in my lesson, I really just wanted to teach her how to cut fruit with a paring knife, how to use a can opener, and why we use hot pads when we pull stuff out or when it's hot and we put it on there. At the beginning of my lesson, I plan on greeting her, letting her get to know me, just maybe telling a little bit about myself besides what I told in the video beginning, and maybe telling some fruit jokes. I don't know. Sometimes that just will probably help bring down any anxiety or nervousness that she might have. During the beginning of our interaction, I can probably assess and tell what her personal state is, and I can continue throughout the lesson to see what her personal state is. So if I need to back up, or if I need to push just a little bit harder, or if she's just getting bored, we can just end the lesson, or like anything that I know about her will help me to help the lesson go better. So I'm going to probably, at the beginning of my lesson, ask her to do a pre-assessment just so that I can see her there, cutting a strawberry, banana, and bananas with a butter knife just to see how, where her ZPD is with a butter knife. So, if she needs help. And you've told me that she helps with salads at home using butter knives, so she's pretty efficient. So this just lets me see where she is and if I need to provide any scaffolding with a butter knife before we even move on with the paring knife. I also plan on asking her to explain how she thinks the best way to cut a certain type of fruit is. By doing this, it can provide an illusion of her knowing, and it helps me to see what she thinks how it could be, and how it might not, necessarily be the best way of cutting it. The activity of cutting fruit will help build strength and our fine motor skills. This activity is very hands-on and kinesthetic, so it goes back to Howard Gardner's multiple intelligence, and I'll also do a spatial when you're cutting out the cookies with cookie cutters, how to make sure and how we properly align them on a sheet so that they're not going to maybe collide with one another while they're baking. So we'll be cutting fruit, rolling out dough, cutting with the cookie cutters, frosting cookies along with topping them. So they're very hands-on. I have a feeling that she'll probably know or have an idea of a couple different ways of how she might want to cut strawberries. And bananas, but I'll be probably providing a guided practice just to show her not how I want her to do it, but just a safer way to do it. So and I'll be showing her along with how to cut a kiwi. So that one might not be new. She may not know how you have to cut the kiwi, and then you have to peel it, and then you have to cut it even more. So she may not know. So I'll be doing that, a guided practice of I do, we do, you do. So it's just that she can see, and I hope that I don't cause any learned helplessness, that I don't interfere with trying to be that over-involved parent or teacher with the student. And then I hope that she can learn within the lesson, that I'm just not crowding her in proximity, and I can give her space and that she'll learn. But then I'll turn it around and have her cut a couple different fruits until she feels comfortable with the paring knife, so that she can get comfortable with it. And I plan on having cookie dough pre-made along with the frosting because I didn't want to make such a big mess within the Hinkley kitchen. And also Kendra just reminded me that she's a 7 or 8 year old, so we could get messy, and that's okay. but I just thought it'd be just a little easier because I just really wanted to focus on the cutting instead of just the creating. In this activity, we can apply moral, social, and cognitive development. With the social development, she could teach this activity or make this as a treat for FHE. Moral, I could give her questions such as what would she do if she ran out of strawberries, but her siblings maybe had some. Could she borrow? And if she borrowed, does she have to return or get new of what she borrowed? And if so, how would she go about doing this? Cognitive, because she's learning a new task, so maybe she doesn't know how to cut with a paring knife. Let's hope not. And let's hope that she learns through this lesson. But it's just learning her abilities and seeing what she can do. And then being able to hopefully teach it along to others. I'm personally worried that I'm going to create disequilibrium when we're talking about knives and she should let people know that if she's going to use them, and maybe she doesn't have to ask permission. In my household, we had to ask permission for a while to use a knife, just safety reasons. So when should you stop asking to use a knife if you ever had to ask for a knife? And I just really don't want to create any learned helplessness within her, because I don't want to do everything for her, but I don't want to be there and not feel like she can't ask questions or she can't that she feels like she just can't do anything for herself, which is really not what we want to create within our students. We want our students to be independent individuals that can feel comfortable doing stuff that may not actually be comfortable at what they first thought. So by the end of the lesson, I hope that I've created or established some sort of confidence in Alea with her ability to use a paring knife, along with that, I'd hope that maybe this is something she'll want to help out more in the kitchen and she'll have a desire to be in the kitchen. I'm not really sure if that'll come out, but let's hope that that'll come out. So that's all I have. I also thought she's in her Kohlberg's moral stage 2 within authority versus social order, I think, and then conformity versus interpersonal accord. So that's where she's at. So she's trying to figure out, do I play by the rules or do I just do my own thing? And then do I listen to authority or do I just cause havoc and anything else? She's also in Erickson's stage of industry versus impurity. So it should be interesting to see, if maybe something goes wrong, does she kind of get a little upset? And if she feels upset, how does she, express her upsetness that she didn't create something perfect? Because that's something I always have trouble with, is I always want something to go super perfect, and when it doesn't, I get a little flustered. I'll probably most definitely have one cookie already pre-made so that can be a prototype for her to see. She's also in Piaget's cognitive stage of pre-operational and concrete operational. She's in between the two stages there, at least for right now. I plan on doing some cueing, whether that's verbal, as to say, do you want to try, or it's your turn to try. I don't want to, stand too close to her in proximity. I just want to give her space and anything like that. So that's what I have so far, and hopefully it's going to turn out to be a great lesson. I'm a little nervous myself because I haven't, hung out with a 7 or 8 year old in a while, so maybe it's time that I get into that mode and to know that everything, though it may not turn out perfect tomorrow, that it's going to turn out the way it is, and to let her kind of have, not free will, but let her to choose how things go, and that it's going to be a great lesson. I'll keep telling myself that. It's going to be a great lesson. She's going to learn something. And hopefully that's how to use a paring knife. If not, maybe she'll learn that I don't have much confidence in myself. But she's going to feed off of me. So if I go in with a good attitude, and if I go in with confidence, and if I go in being her friend and a teacher, then it's going to be a great lesson. So